One take, one shot. This is the review series in which I do it all in one take, one shot. And I gotta hurry because it's my kid's birthday, number 13. Where does the time go? Can you believe it? I am a father of a teenager. Boy, howdy. Oh man, I'm having a midlife crisis on air right now. Well, okay, just breathe. Drink a Red Bull. All right, let's get going with tonight's Raw. I yawned 7 times, but it came on like 3 hours early, 2 hours early, and didn't hate it. Was kind of weird watching mid-afternoon Raw, but I will take it. All right, so we're back from Riyadh, and so are the advertisements. Yay, advertisements. I think there were 7 all over the ring. Snap it to a Slim Jim. And yeah, there we go. You know what? If WWE can advertise, then I can advertise too. This belt right here, I'm going to give it away in my quest to quit my day job. That's right, I'm advertising this channel right here and that subscribe button right there to win said belt. All you got to do is comment below, hit that bell notification after you subscribe. So subscribe, hit the bell, notification, ding, ding, and a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Give a thumbs up to the thumb. Yes, give a thumbs up to the thumb. Actually, my kid also said that it would really make his birthday if everybody subscribed. He didn't say that, but let's pretend he did. All right, so we start off, we get Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley comes out. Rhea Ripley, I feel, has been getting a lot of unjust hate. Yeah, I think we should justly hate her, not unjustly hate her. If you want to hate her for her mic skills, that's fair. She doesn't really cut a good interview, but everything else she's pretty darn good at. And I don't buy into the Rhea Hogan. I don't buy into the Sammy Hogan, the Becky Hogan, the Hogan this, the Hogan that. If you come at me with Hogan, I might roast you. That is your one warning shot right there. So Rhea comes out and she's talking about how Evolution is about to come out, and then Io comes out. Io Sky comes out and coolness, she lets people touch her belt. I've never seen that. Usually it's you're clapping hands with the fans. She's actually holding the belt in a way that the fans can touch it. I thought that was kind of cool. I love little unique things that wrestlers do, kind of like this, but now she has the touch my belt. So yeah, Io comes out and she says that she wants to fight the best. I think that's kind of, it's just a little bit of shade on Asuka in that it's like Io should feel that Asuka's the best, and maybe that'll play into Asuka crashing out on Io, and we get that match at SummerSlam. But right now it makes total sense. And then Rhea, with her awesome mic skill, says, "Oh, okay, well, you asked for this at Evolution, so at Evolution, I will fight you at Evolution." So we're going to get that match, and that's going to be a good match. That is going to be a banger of a match. Io versus Rhea, they are top stars. You know what? I can make fun of her mic skills, but I can't make fun of anything else because Rhea is pretty much like the total package when it comes to almost everything. Even though she's not my favorite. I like her as a heel, not as a face, but I understand why she is a face because she prints money. And then after that, so yes, we're gonna have that fight going on. Then we go backstage. We have Dominic and AJ Styles, and Dominic's like, "I got a doctor's note, so he can't do nothing." And he even says something like, "Can't touch this, MC Hammer." I love that. He was like, "MC Hammer." He said that kind of in the background, and then AJ Styles had to get his little reading glasses on and read that doctor's note. Then this was the worst part of tonight. This was maybe the second worst part. There was a Goldberg video package. That's definitely the worst part, but up there, we had, the New Day lost their title. They lost their title. What are we freaking doing here? I was definitely shocked. I could not believe the New Day lost the title. This was a really good match. Really solid match, but at some point I realized that Finn Balor and JD were the faces here. It wasn't heel versus heel, even though it really is heel versus heel. No, they were the faces, and Finn even took a belt shot from Xavier Woods, who was also wearing trunks instead of tights, which was kind of weird, but not in a bad way, just in a oh wow, you grew a half mustache way. But so they just lost. I did not get that at all. I honestly thought we were building New Day towards SummerSlam against the Usos. That's how much confidence that I had in the New Day that I thought we were about to reunite the Usos so they could fight. And no, straight up, they just lost. And a lot of people were happy about it in my chat, but I definitely was not. Like, this heel turn, like, should have been an all-time great heel turn. Like, the moment itself in December when they turned on Big E, that was one of the best segments I'd ever seen in my entire 35 years at the time, now 36 years of watching wrestling. That was just, it was heartbreaking, it was shocking, it was just everything. It was everything. I'd never seen something like that. And then the next week was okay, and then after that it was a steady progression down of just dropping the ball. And when they won the tag team titles back, I thought, okay, let's get this back on track. And we were they were interesting. I get that the Raw division sucks, but it wasn't the New Day that sucked. It was every team around the New Day sucked. And they were on commentary, they were hilarious, there were all these things. You know, a lot of people were hating on them, but here's the deal. At least they got heat. At least they got real heat. At least people actually hated them and wanted to see people take the belts off them. But now that the belts are off them, what do? Like, JD and Judgment Day, JD and Finn Balor, they've held the belts before. Everybody in the Judgment Day has held those belts before, and every single time. Do we not remember after WrestleMania, 40, that the Judgment Day, JD and Finn, like, they defended the title like twice? Like 2 times in between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. It's like, why would we give it to them? Just so we get that image? I get it. I actually do get it, because Dom has gold. Now, Roxanne Perez and Raquel have gold, and now JD. They all have gold. Judgment Day is back covered in gold, which is a cool image, but it's not enough to justify the New Day losing their belts, in my opinion. I think that was a bad decision. It was a really good match, but I did not like that. But I will say this. Just because something happened that I don't like doesn't mean, like, it's ruined. It doesn't mean that Finn Balor is now Finn Hogan, all right, JD Hogan, because it's like, I on some levels, I do, like, I get it, but I just, like, very much disagree with it. And it's like, I'm just like, oh, man. Like, you really thought that was the better decision? I just don't agree with this decision at all. Very much against it. Every fiber of my body, even the pinky. So we've talked to the thumb before, but what do you think, pinky? Hate it! I hate that decision! You see, every single fiber. Let's just move on. Things don't get better, though. Because we soon go to a Goldberg promo. And it's like, that was a 3-minute Goldberg promo, and pretty much it showed 3 moves. And that's pretty much all Goldberg has, 3 moves. And to this day, he can only do 2 of them now, because, like, we gotta take the jackhammer out of his repertoire. I'm not gonna make fun of him for what happened to The Undertaker, because I do believe that mistakes happen. However, I don't believe in, like, all Goldberg hate aside, I don't believe that he should employ the jackhammer in his arsenal anymore, because I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous for Goldberg to do that move. So now he really only has 2. Now he only has 2 moves. I think he has the move Spear, and I think he can yell, "You're next." Those are his only 2 moves now. And it's like, oh my God, they're going to let him win. I just know it. I just know they're going to let him win. Oh, but Chop, it's his retirement match. They can't let him win. No. They can change it. They're gonna let Goldberg win, and then he's going to say, well, next time, whoever beats me next, then I'll retire. And then Gunther will get his win back at SummerSlam, and everybody will be like, see, not a big deal. No, it's a big deal. It's a big freaking hairy deal. Goldberg does not need to win. He needs to just retire and ride off into the sunset forever. And like moonset. I want him to ride off in the moonset. I don't even want the sun to be out. I want it to be not I want it to be a moon, a full moon, and then he's attacked by werewolves. So yeah. Bayley and Lyra, they kind of get into it, and Adam Pearce is like, enough, you'll have a match tonight. Whoever wins gets Becky. And I gotta say that yes, maybe Bayley should have returned a couple calls, but Lyra's kind of acting like this is all about her. It's like, all about me, all about me. I gotta side with Bayley here in that Lyra's acting a little bit of a little bit of too much of a victim here. And I get it, you're mad, Lyra, but like Bayley also has a case in this. And it's like, if Bayley doesn't want to talk to you, then like, stop talking to her. But whatever. So then that's actually when we get the stupid Goldberg video. We have Gable. Gable is with American Made, and I guess he's injured. Gable is injured, arm sling and all. Ludwig actually is in the background, but that has nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with anything. I don't even know why I mentioned it. But Ludwig being in the background has zero to do with anything whatsoever in this ever. But Chad Gable says, I'm leaving, and he leaves Ivy Nile in charge. And then what do we have? Finn says to Adam Pearce and Nick, as a tag team champion myself, I thought that was funny because he just became a tag team champion, so that was hilarious, but other than that, I still hate the fact that the New Day lost. He says, as a tag team champion myself, I think you should let Roxanne and Raquel be champs. And they were like, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll just take a team from everybody. They set up a good match. It was good booking here. So now we have a fatal four-way at Evolution where we will have Roxanne and Raquel, they'll defend their titles, and whoever wins, then it's like kind of like it's crowning a new champion. We have Rusev versus Sheamus. They had like 4 commercials in this whole mess of a match here. It was an alright match, but the problem was this match needed to be hard hitting. It does kind of win the crowd over, but it needed to be Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman. I remember when that match happened, and I was like, oh man, Braun Strowman's kind of washed. Like, he really was. He was kind of washed, and I knew what he had done, so it wasn't like I was like, put this guy out to pasture, but it was just, I just didn't want to see it. And then they started going through tables and walls and cars were exploding. That's what this match needed to be. This match needed to be like a double DQ. The match doesn't even start because they just are killing each other. And they fight to the back and it's a crime scene. This should have been a crime scene. Should have been like a tornado through a trailer park, right? And it wasn't. It was a hard-hitting match, and Rusev wins. He exposes not really the turnbuckle, but part of the turnbuckle, and it looked like he did it in front of the ref, but I couldn't really tell. So if he did, the ref gets buried. If he didn't, whatever. But he uses it to the effect that it hits Sheamus in his chest, and then he gets the pin. But it's like, okay, Rusev won in a competitive match. This match, it felt like it deserved to be in 2015. I'm not saying that as an insult, but I am saying that's not necessarily a good thing because now we are in 2025. In the year of 2025! That was an old Conan O'Brien skit that I wish I had not done, but because this is one take, one shot, I can't take it out. So sometimes I just embarrass myself, but literally if I could edit that out, I would. So anyways, we then we're talking to Ivy Nile again, now that she's in charge, and guess what? Grande Americano appears. So once again, more proof that Grande Americano is not Chad Gable. They are not the same person, because for sure, for sure Grande was here, and Chad Gable was in an arm sling. So I think we can all put to bed those rumors right now. I do have a video about who is Grande Americano. If you guys want to do, guys and gals do want to go look at it. I have a lot of suspects on that list, and I think I narrowed it down to who it was. I made this video a while ago, but it still applies very much to this day. Grande Americano, so we now know that he's not Chad Gable for sure. But Kathy Kelly goes to, was it Kathy Kelly or Jackie Redmond? Well, one of them goes to Sami Zayn, and Sami's like, he's about to say something, Karrion Kross beats the crap out of him, and he's like, say it, and so, like, oh my gosh, Karrion Kross, like, he's not buried. There was no Sammy Hogan after all. We have, Kyrie gets in a video package about how she was a pirate once and her NXT championship days. I was very pleasantly surprised by this. People don't, like, I think we forget that Kyrie's more than the jobber of Damage Control. She was a very, very talented and is a talented, great performer, and I would love to see her get a resurgence. So I was happy that she got a video package. Although it does suck, it came at the expense, I think, of Lyra's entrance. We have a lot of time. We don't need to really do that. But, so, yeah. So then we have Lyra versus Bayley. Oh, I forgot. Let's back it up just a little before this. We had Gunther. He comes out and he roasts Goldberg. So it's funny, but I'm just still worried. I'm still worried that Gunther, like, if he loses to Goldberg, I don't think I can ever look at Gunther the same again. I think that'll be it. My love for Gunther. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to delete all the videos on this channel about Gunther and and just, like, I just can't. Please don't do it. I changed my mind. I'm gonna tell my kid to wish that Gunther beats Goldberg for his birthday wish instead of the channel succeeding. That's the order of importance. Quit my day job and produce wrestling content full time, or Goldberg beating Gunther. No, Goldberg can't beat Gunther. That's the wish. So, anyways, Gunther roasts that. Then Seth Rollins comes out, and Gunther makes a good joke about how, you flew all the way to Saudi Arabia just to do nothing, and then Seth said, I promised that Punk would never be champion. That's what I was set out to do. That was really good. That's how you snatch a victory from defeat as a heel, because now it didn't matter. Seth, like, maybe it would have been cool if he won, but he doesn't care. He made sure Punk didn't win, and that now is a moral victory for Seth Rollins. That brings out CM Punk. CM Punk then chased Seth Rollins up the ring, right? He changes up the aisle. LA Knight then is there waiting for Seth and beats the crap out of him, and they have a brawl in the concession area in the outside area. So that's pretty cool, and it's announced later that those two are going to have a match on Saturday's main event. I would have rather it have been SummerSlam, but okay, whatever. At least LA Knight's there. Yeah. I forgot to say yeah after every time I said LA Knight, so there we go. Just one more time, just to be safe. Yeah. And then, though, here's the interesting thing. As Punk was leaving, Gunther stood in the ring. He grabbed Punk, and then he pushed him down. Punk pushed Gunther down. So that's promising, because if we have a match set up for SummerSlam, then maybe Goldberg won't win. Because then Goldberg won't win, and we have Punk versus Gunther at SummerSlam. And you're thinking, oh my God, I can't believe that Punk buried Gunther by pushing him down, and Gunther did nothing. Don't forget that Jimmy Uso slapped Gunther. Gunther did nothing, and then the following week he murdered him on live TV. In fact, that Jimmy Uso on SmackDown, I'm not so sure if that is really Jimmy Uso or like, do we not know? What if Jay is playing the part of Jimmy Uso now? Because I really do think that Jimmy might have been murdered like 3 weeks before WrestleMania. Or what if it's a clone? What if it's a clone or something, or a robot? They're doing great things with AI nowadays, because Goldberg murdered Jimmy, and so, but that was after, 1 week after. He allowed himself to get slapped, and then he murdered Jimmy. So maybe next week Punk is gonna get murdered. So yeah, then we have the Lyra Bayley match. Lyra, nobody's gonna be talking about Jimmy Uso clones on any wrestling channel, and that's why WrestleChop deserves your subscription. But Lyra versus Bayley. It's a good match. It's a great match. Lyra did a sit-down powerbomb that I was very impressed with. What I wasn't impressed with was the finish. It was a both shoulders down, 1, 2, 3 draw. They never do a draw. If they did more draws, then I'd be okay with it. But for them to just pull this draw out of nowhere, I don't buy it. But whatever. They both get paid. We're going to get a triple threat. I understand. They brawl and to the back. And we see then LA Knight gets announced. Jackie or Kathy is talking to Punk, and then Punk runs into LA Knight and says, "Hey man, you stay out of my way when I'm trying to get to Seth." And LA Knight actually verbally got a victory over CM Punk. Literally, CM Punk was just left dumbfounded by LA Knight just smoking him. Now, granted, I'm sure CM Punk was putting him over, but I'm very happy about that. LA Knight looked really good against CM Punk, who is the best on the mic. So now it's yeah, buddy, yeah, no pun intended. So then the main event, we have the Brawns in the back, Braun, as CM Punk calls them. God, they gotta get a name. Braun in the back. Seth Rollins has flown away. Just one more thing that he does that Roman would do. Roman would always leave early. And now Seth Rollins has started to do that, completing or furthering his emulation of the Tribal Chief, trying to be the Tribal Chief. But Paul Heyman tells Bronson Reed he's going for Plan B. Plan B is special. The term Plan B is special because that's what Triple H said. We always got a Plan B right before Seth turned on Roman in the Shield Day. He was Plan B. Seth was Plan B. So there's a Plan B somewhere, invoked somewhere. Maybe there's a sleeper agent somewhere that is about to turn on somebody. Who could that be? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe I should do a video. And then we have, but Bron Breakker says, I don't care. I just want to beat people up. That's what I signed up for. Let's go. And then they go out there. Sami Zayn gets a little too much offense, in my opinion. Sami Zayn is a high mid-card to low main event guy. So, it's, okay for him to get offense. However, he's sold as the ultimate underdog, right? He's like Rey Mysterio, kind of. Just a taller version without the mask. And it's Rey shouldn't be, dominating for too long in the ring. But Sami Zayn did. And Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker need to look like unstoppable beasts. And yeah, so Penta was also here. And Penta. So yeah, it was a decent match. And I don't understand why Penta's allowed to still do that armbar thing. If it took out Chad Gable, shouldn't Penta be suspended or fined or something, and that move should be banned, just like the pile driver? If it's taking out your employees, don't you think you should tell them to stop? HR should step in here. Mr. Penta, sir, I'm gonna need you to stop doing this. Yeah, and then eventually though, Spear. The Brawns win. Braun wins, and they start to beat him up. We get one tsunami, and we get the one. What's the one? I think we missed the tsunami. We were about to get more tsunamis, but then Jey Uso appeared with a chair and cleaned house. So the faces. The faces stood tall. I understand why the faces stood tall here because there was no Seth, so it makes sense, but it would have been nice for the Brawns to get that victory because, we're trying to move them up the card as well and show that they are benefiting from Seth, but if they can only win when Seth is there, then, I don't know. Small critique right there, but for the most part, it was okay. Jey Uso is the face of Raw, so I understand why he came out. He has a relationship with Sami, and then there was 3-on-2 at the end, because Penta's still there. Hey, Penta! And he's still kind of just out of place, but Penta's there, cool. See you, Manto. I love Penta, don't get me wrong, don't hate me. And yeah, that's it. That's how Raw ends on a mid-afternoon on a Monday. And boys, girls, SmackDown is being taped right now, so try to avoid spoilers because on Friday we're going to do a live stream. Please no spoilers on this channel. I would appreciate that. I really would. And I appreciate you, boys and girls. Please let me know what your thoughts were. 14 commercials, 7 yawns, and I'm going to give this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was a decent Raw, even though I hated the New Day losing. It was still an okay enough Raw. Not going to be a Raw that I look back and remember, though. There was nothing too legendary other than the fact that we proved once and for all that Grande Americano is not, capital N-O-T, Chad Gable. 6. I'm going to go 6. Just not memorable. 7 chops. That's what I'm doing. I'm just a positive Pete. Deal with it. If that's the biggest problem you have with this channel, that I'm just too positive, well then, I don't know. If you made it this far, I think that I'm just going to stop talking. Boys, girls, have yourself a great day.